everyone obviously knows where I've come from to where I am now. So
before Jamie Vardy was having a party and leaving Leicester City to Premier League glory back in 2016. Before Jamie was voted English Premier League Player of the Season and FWA Footballer of the Year.
And Van Aanholt has to try and keep Vardy under control, and Vardy is past him. This'll finish it. Jamie Vardy gets his second.
Before Vardy would suit up for his country in the 2018 FIFA World Cup.
Barkley's found Klein with a speedy burst, and that's terrific from Vardy!
Jamie Vardy is possibly one of the most hardworking players in English football, and proof that if you work hard and focus on your dreams, well, they might just come true. Over 30, Vardy is no spring chicken, and while most players his age are winding down their careers and playing at a slower pace, Vardy is doing the exact opposite. Renowned for his electric pace on the field and the relentless grit and determination that he demonstrates for his team, Jamie is a great example of a player that plays by intuition rather than being molded by his club managers. And Vardy's rise to fame? Well, the tale is held near and dear to the hearts of English football fans the world over. So there's a lot to talk about in this video, and they're actually planning on making a movie about his life. They've also already made a book. It's about time we made this video. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Jamie Vardy prior to his rise to fame, here for you on Before They're Famous. Now, England, they've been doing mighty well for themselves in the 2018 World Cup, and while you guys are watching this video, I'm actually at a pub watching this game with my English friends. So if you want to see me watching the game, well, you can find me over on Instagram. I'll be posting some stories. Also, this video, it was sponsored by our friends over at SeatGeek, and they're the best place for you to get tickets to all concerts and sporting events. All right, now let's roll that intro. Hey, be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Jamie Richard Vardy was born on January 11th, 1987 in Sheffield, South Yorkshire, 3 hours north of London. Now, his mother, Lisa Vardy, she worked as a legal secretary, while his father, Richard Gill, who's a crane driver out in Sheffield, and he's been struggling because the steel industry there is not what it used to be. Well, him and his birth mother, they had a falling out and lost touch soon after he arrived. And it wasn't until 2015 when Richard Gill, he found out he had a son who's mighty good on the pitch. And he reportedly told the Mail, "I am completely overwhelmed and staggered to find out how famous my son is. Until last week, I had never even heard of Jamie Vardy. If he would like to meet me, that would be great, but I understand he might not want to have anything to do with me. Either way, it's been fantastic watching him play. I will remember that for the rest of my life." Sounds like a bit of a deadbeat dad to me. Now, from what I can tell, the two have yet to meet, but old Dick, he's probably getting his kicks watching the gene pool dominate the pitch. Now, for the majority of Jamie's childhood, he was raised by his mother Lisa and her new partner Phil Vardy, who, well, he was a dedicated supporter of James' football career, and, well, there's a reason why Vardy's his last name, on his license and on the back of his jersey. Growing up, Vardy struggled to get ahead at school, and the world of academia, it came in a far second place in comparison for his love of soccer. Now, he dreamed of playing for his local field, Sheffield Wednesday, and in 2002, at the age of 15, he was spotted by their scouts and offered a placement in their youth academy. The kid was on the pathway to greatness, but in under a year, he was dropped by the club over concerns that he was too small. Now, the next part of the story, I can kind of relate to. Doubts about his future as a footballer quickly set in, and this combined with arguments with his parents and the temptations of adolescence, well, it resulted in Jamie moving out all on his own when he was just a teenager. Now, to support himself and pay his rent, Jamie picked up odd jobs around town, which left him little time to practice his soccer. Now, during his break from the game, he also studied sports and science at Thomas Rotherham College out in South Yorkshire. And despite there being literally no hope of Jamie now ever making it pro, his passion for the game persisted, and then he was picked up by a non-league known as the Stockbridge Park Steels. Now, here his talents as an attacking forward blew away the club's officials, and it was like he was the only player on the field.
That's a decent ball out. Look at these players from Stockbridge. Brings it inside. Oh, what a good goal. What a good goal. He brought it from his own half.
If you couldn't tell from that clip, well, the soccer club was really small, and so were the paychecks. Now, Vardy was earning the equivalent of $50 a week to play for the club, and their stadium had a humble capacity of 3,500 people, but from what I could tell, it was mainly empty seats. Now, when you go to a concert or a sporting event, I'm sure you like to go to the best of the best, but sometimes tickets, they can cost an arm and a leg. Well, I'm going to hook you guys up with the deal. Boom! This is the world's largest event ticket search engine. What they do is search all the ticket prices available on the web to find the absolute best seat at the best price. Now, SeatGeek puts out a 1 to 100 score to let you know if you're getting a good deal or a bad one. Green means good, red means bad. Now, because you guys have all been amazing subscribers, truthfully, I got you $20 back when you use the promo code McCrudit. My name in soccer, I never thought the two would come together. But hey, dreams do come true. And that guy on Wikipedia using my last name, no relation, that I know of. But I guess I have seen it.
There can be only one.
All right, now we're gonna get back to Vardy, whose passion for soccer had been reignited. And he made his way from the reserve team, then straight to the first team squad. He made his debut in 2007 under manager Gary Morrow, and sadly around this time, well, Vardy's fiery temperament caught up with him, and he was involved in an altercation outside a pub. He was charged with assault, although no footage of this event actually exists. I can only imagine it looks something like this. For the next 6 months, Vardy had to play games while fitted with an electronic ankle bracelet, and Vardy would even have to leave away matches early so he could get back in time for his curfew. Now, James's successes at Stockbridge attracted the keen eye of a number of Football League teams, and in 2009 he spent a week on trial with Cheshire-based team. They're known as Crew Alexandra. Now, unfortunately, a move did not materialize, and he also turned down a short-term contract with Rotherham United. Now, around this time, Jamie was also combining playing soccer with working full-time as a technician where he made medical splints. In June of 2010, manager Neil Aspin, a longtime admirer of Vardy's talents, well, he picked him up for his National League club Halifax Town. Nicknamed the Shaman, Vardy's first season at the club would be incredibly successful, scoring 25 goals in 37 appearances and securing the 2010 to 2011 league title for the team.
And when his cross was deflected in by Whittaker, he got the goal he thoroughly deserved to make it 4-0 to Halifax.
Here things would heat up and Jamie would begin his astronomical rise to soccer greatness. After just a year at Halifax, he would be picked up by Conference Premier club Fleetwood Town for an undisclosed fee. Notching up goal after goal during the 2012 to 2013 season, he also won the conference title and secured the club's first ever promotion to the English Football League. Ever the one to shake things up, on May 17, 2012, Jamie Vardy announced that he was signing for the club that would ultimately secure his fame in Leicester City. Vardy was picked up for the equivalent of $1.7 million, a first ever record for a non-league player. Not bad.
Vardy to chase, goalkeeper Maloney thought about coming, didn't, and Vardy scores for Leicester. Jamie Vardy scores for Leicester City.
Other blessings would come into his life when he met his now wife, Rebecca Nicholson, who was working at a nightclub, and this girl, well, she's quite the crowd pleaser. Also, not bad. For the next 3 seasons, Vardy would prove himself as one of the club's most valuable assets, establishing himself as their most prolific goal scorer as they cemented themselves as the top championship team and eventually won a promotion to the top league of English football, the FA Premier League. Talk about an underdog story.
Good ball and Golo Conte being chased by Winston Reid here, and Jamie Vardy for Leicester, 1-0.
During the 2015 to 2016 season, Jamie Vardy led Leicester City through one of the most astonishing title runs in sporting history. Now, the odds of Leicester winning the league were so low, 5,000 to 1, that some diehard fans who actually placed bets on their victory, well, they became instant millionaires overnight. That's right, they won. Now, I could go into full detail about this season, but that sounds like an entirely different video, like a long one I could just make on the side. Jamie Vardy was unstoppable, scoring 24 league goals during the team's run, winning awards from the PFA Team of the Year, as well as being announced as the FWA Footballer of the Year, also the 2016 Barclays Premier League Player of the Season. He was so valuable to the team that they raised his salary to the equivalent of $138,000 a week. And Jamie, well, he signed himself a permanent 4-year contract until 2019. Claudio Ranieri, Leicester City's then manager, said about Jamie, "He has great intensity, great concentration, he's got a strong mentality and never gives up. He's an inspiration with the way he is, because then others believe." Well, it definitely paid off with Jamie Vardy being part of the 2018 English World Cup team, and they've been doing phenomenally well. Now, at the time of this recording, they are playing Sweden, but he has an injury, so you have to go over to Instagram to see me at a pub, so I'll let you know if he's playing or not. Because I'm rooting for this. I love an underdog story. As for the rest of the story, Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see because this is before they're famous. My name's Mike McCrudden. Thanks again to SeatGeek. Also, if you want to see more videos on athletes, we've done a bunch of them on football players in the recent weeks. And when I say football, I mean soccer. But we got some footballers as well. Check out those videos to see you guys in another one. Blah, 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 blah. Boom! Still sweaty in this new studio. And sadly, around this time, well, Vardy's fiery temperament caught up with him, and he was involved in an altercation outside a pub. He was charged with assault, although no footage of this event actually exists. I can only imagine it looks something like this. He was charged with assault, although no footage of this event actually exists. I can only imagine it looks something like this.
Ow! Stop it! Kyle, that's too hard!
Although no footage of this event actually exists, I can only imagine it looks something like this.
You wanna go? You wanna fucking go? Get him, bro. Fucking get him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Who is this guy?